Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom, and welcome to another episode of So Frail Conversations. As I said, going in from the last one today, it's some shit that I gotta address. Um, because y'all piss me off. Like this one is solely for like my brothers and shit. Like, of course, it's So Frail Conversations, but y'all piss me off, yo, for real. Y'all disappoint me. And if it don't apply, let it fly. I'm not talking to it, but you know who the fuck I am talking to. You know who I am too, but you know who I'm talking to in this one. But like I didn't think y'all could really stoop to any more lows. Like, you feel me? And again, directed towards the ones I'm talking to. I didn't think y'all can get any fucking lower than putting in the the work to figure out how to remove the filter from the silhouette challenge. Now, I'm gonna address something else in the silhouette challenge too. I feel personally that, my conspiracy theorist shit is tingling. That I think it was perverted men who started this shit. And I'm gonna say that like this because like when I look at when the silhouette challenge started, and then when I started to see the videos circulating on YouTube about how to remove the filter, one, the videos didn't have anybody's voices on them. They were like computerized. And then when I look at the time, it's like, how did these videos pop up almost as soon as the motherfucking challenge started? Or like right around the same time, maybe before. So again, now that's going to be layers in the shit because if my theory is right, then that means you motherfuckers planned it knowing, okay, women are gonna do X, Y, and Z, so now we're gonna get them naked, and then we don't have to get nudes anymore, but now we can do it because, we could just remove filters and shit. I didn't know like why y'all was getting naked, why the women was getting naked anyway for the silhouette challenge. I don't know, but I didn't know shit about taking that filter off until now. And it's in knowing it now that I've seen all kind of stupid shit. I've seen situations where motherfuckers is literally taking the silhouettes and selling the nudes and shit on Twitter. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, I really, really, really got to know what the fuck is wrong with y'all. Because at this point, it's got to be fucking mental retardation, bro. Like, it's got to be. It's got to be. Like, this episode could be called Rape Culture Part 2, but I think I'm just going to stick to it being Chasing the Silhouette because it's like, now it goes into the layers like, have we always been like this? Has this been whatever culture we infused into, whatever shit we have started to fuck with, is what has been in us this whole time? Is this the shit that every situation has been involved in because we've been fucked up and we've been continually fucked up? You feel what I'm saying? Of course, of course, of course. You already know I'm gonna blame religion. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna blame religion. You feel me? Because it has to have some kind of one-to-one thing where if that religion, the structure of that religion is all of them, they're pretty much based off of making sure women cannot seduce men or make sure women's bodies are covered or whatever the case may be so men aren't tempted. Why the fuck are we not teaching men how to control their sexual urges? Why the fuck are we not teaching men how to keep themselves in a positive composure? Why are we always trying to put the onus and blame on how we respond to women on women? No, shit's gotta change. Shit's gotta stop. This shit is trash, bro. This shit is fucking trash. And this is why I give this shit up because nothing is about fucking the accountability piece on men. Hey, look, bro, like stop. You don't gotta gawk over it like that. You feel me? I'm married for what it is. I ain't even gonna hold you. I like the silhouette challenge. You feel me? I like the silhouette challenge. You know why? Because some men, we like the illusion. We like the illusion. Yeah, the visual is cool for that person but like you like the illusion. Oh shit, I don't know what's behind this filter. I know what's behind the filter, but I don't know what's behind the filter. You feel what I'm saying? It's shit like that. It's the allure of it all. Takes it to a whole nother level. But then you got these motherfuckers. I want to see what's behind the filter. Uh. And this shit has historical connection to it, and there's so many different layers to the shit that I'm going to talk about in this motherfucker because I feel like it needs to be addressed because this shit is trash. But before I hop into that, be sure to follow me on Instagram at _just_seen_. Be sure to check out my website at IamJustSeen.com to get all things that are just seen. To all who tip, sponsor, and donate to the podcast, you are greatly appreciated. To all who would like to tip, donate, and sponsor to the podcast, you can do so by clicking the description of your podcast, not the episode, but the podcast itself. So with that being said, that's it. That's all. That's all for that, and that's that for this. However I say it, I'm still getting used to it. That's this for that, and that's all that. That's this for that, and that's that for this. And when we come back, we're gonna dive into So Frail conversations, chasing the silhouette. Oh yeah, and don't forget to visit IamJustSeen.com. There, you can get all things Just Seen. You want to add the So Frail series to your library? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You want to learn how to master the market for serious trading and investing? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You want to get your hands on some exclusive merch like tees, hoodies, coffee mugs, hats, bags? Visit IamJustSeen.com. Are you thinking about transitioning into the plant-based lifestyle? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You ever want to just chat with Seen about anything from simple advice to mentorship? Visit IamJustSeen.com. Anything and everything that is me, you can find at IamJustSeen.com. So just take a quick peek into my world and see why being just seen is nothing less but always more. Because you never really know what you need until you see it. You will never see it unless you visit IamJustSeen.com. All right. Welcome back. And let's hop straight into this motherfucker, man, because this is frustrating. Luckily, like, I ain't gonna say luckily, like, you feel me? Y'all niggas were caught the fade or some shit like that, but you feel me? Because, you feel me? But I'm saying, like, I'm glad I had time to actually process and calm down a little bit because the shit's frustrating as fuck. Like, how have we been how has our mentality been reduced as men? Like, I don't give a fuck about, like, I know every other men, but as black men, you feel me? We supposed to be the gods of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? We supposed to be the upper echelonians. We got the dominant genetics, which means that on this on every level, we supposed to be the, like, how the fuck do we mirror the fucking spirituality, mentality, and the physicality of recessive motherfuckers? Why? 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 What the fuck are we doing here? You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, I had time to actually process this because it's like it would have ended up being a rant any other way. Because it's like, yo, y'all motherfuckers piss me off, man. Like, y'all get on my nerves, but I need it to be a moment so we can see where the fuck this shit comes from. Because at some point, some point in society, we as black men were never like this. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Can't nobody tell me otherwise. There's no way in hell we can have as lucrative dynasties if we had this mentality. You feel me? This lustful nature, like, this has never been us, bro. This has never been us. It wasn't until colonialization of some sort, like when we started fucking. Like I said, we gotta hold accountability. I blame the Moors, bro. They always bring. We taught them how to bathe. Now look what the fuck it got us. You should have left them motherfuckers dirty so they could die the fuck off. You feel me? It ever dawned on you that maybe they just ain't supposed to be here? You feel me? Nature don't want them here. Anywho, but we have reached the point where, this, like, shit like this, it starts to pay. It starts to show everything and pull the veil back on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's almost a one-to-one connection to the type of motherfuckers who were, oh, let me take the filters off of these Jones, to the same motherfuckers who were not upset that Bill Cosby could have possibly, peeled a woman or whatever the case may be. Like, how come he's not getting off like the white guys get off for doing the same thing? Like, it's like, yo, fuck the women. Fuck the women at this point. Let's just be able to be rapers the same way white people rape and get away with it. We are not white people. Okay? We are not white men. Okay? Stop trying to be compared to something that you cannot be in the same dynamic vein as. There's no way, shape, or form you can do that shit. So stop appealing and trying to assimilate into their reality. You feel me? Whether it be him, whether it be the Arab man, whether it be like I watched all of these cultures don't like women. The only culture that I've ever experienced or ever seen that actually value women and carry was the Africoid culture. And I don't just mean from Africa, I mean any form of genetic dominance. When you look at, whether you're looking at the indigenous cultures, when you look at the cultures from Kemet, Nubia, Kush, and all of them, they all revere the woman. Everybody else flipped that shit upside down on his head. You feel what I'm saying? And we think, oh, I'm just gonna fucking no. And this is why I have to have my separations from these things because they don't like women. And then motherfuckers want to get mad at me when I say low key, all men are homosexuals until they come to the realization that they're following, you know what I'm saying, homosexual shit. You dig what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are following doctrines that are homosexual doctrines. And because we feel, well, homosexuality is just me fucking a dude. I ain't fucking a dude. No, you ain't gotta fuck the dude to still be a homosexual. You don't like women. You value you value men far more than you value women. Homosexual on its basic level means same sex. It's that simple. You feel me? I know they put the orientations into it. Oh, that's when I'm fucking. No. We spend all of our lives as men doing homosexual shit. We just never fucked a dude. Some of us. You feel what I'm saying? You in the locker room, dressing with dudes. You feel me? You play sports all the time. These are all same sex environments. Homosexual shit. The fuck? Down to church. You can't separate, like, you know what I'm saying? Everything is homosexual based because it has to be, because of the way society has structured their reality. They have never sat down and they don't have the capacity to teach boys how to control sexual urges. It says, no, you guys, we're going to give you the pass. We're gonna make it so that it appears as if, you guys can just do whatever. You feel me? I seen this conversation where there was like, yo, the frontal lobe of a male isn't developed until it's 25 years old. But you got to really do the research and see what they're talking about. I've noticed that whenever Caucasian people are talking about themselves, they use everybody, like humans or whatever the case may be. When they know that they're only talking about a certain specific person, that put a negative connotation on it, or they'll distance themselves from it in some way, shape, or form, especially if it's negative, right? But when it's all things coming together, they'll say humanity or they'll say all people. For example, when we talk about the carbon footprint or whatever the case may be, they say we as humans are, no, it's not we, it's y'all. Y'all have been on this fucking plane for 6,000 years. That's it. Well, I say 8,000 because no, 6,000 years. 6,000 fucking years. 10,000 tops. And then y'all only had power for 2,000. You feel me? This is y'all doing. This ain't everybody else. This is y'all. But then they say, okay, well, humanity, like deforestation, all of these things, we're fucking up no, y'all are fucking up the ozone layer. Y'all are fucking it up. You feel what I'm saying? That's their shit. But we want to take it on, oh, we as humans need to do X, Y, and Z. But anyway, the reason why I said that, to bring it back to the frontal lobe thing, is because something I've noticed in med school, right? Any standard or any template that they put is based off of the Caucasian standard. It's off the Caucasian recessive genetics. So now we're going to put something into perspective, because if your genetics are recessive and you create that as the standard, what the fuck you think you're supposed to do to the dominant genetics? If we want to use car examples, you feel what I'm saying? You cannot treat a Toyota the same way you do a Rolls Royce. You just can't. But we've been convinced as Rolls Royces that we need to be acting like Toyotas or carrying ourselves or being driven like Toyotas because a Toyota maker told us that this is what the situation is. Toyota mechanic, you feel me? Metaphors. So when they say the frontal lobe is not developed until 25, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. That's for the Caucasian male. Because if we understand full genetics and all of that shit. You feel me? They have the recessive stock. So their shit is automatically delayed according to ours. You feel me? One thing that I've always paid attention to, it always blew my mind, when they would always say, like, as boys, my brothers can be tried at 15 years old for an adult crime. Them, on the other hand, they would admit, oh, he was young, he was this, it wasn't developed. Everything is about their standard, not ours. We mature think about it like this. If in fact, the babies develop at a different level curve, you feel me? The Africoid baby, again, Africoid, I know I'm just referring to Africa, but indigenous, all of the melanated skin, genetically dominant, that's Africoid. If they walk faster, talk faster, learn faster, and everything happens faster, literally we become mentally retarded by the time we get kindergarten, but that's a whole different story. That curve is exponential. It's not linear. It's exponential. It keeps growing and growing and growing, and degrees of separation get wider and wider. So if we're looking at the Caucasian male's frontal lobe being developed by 25 years old, what age do you think ours is developed at? What age do you think ours is well defined? Feel me? It's around our adolescent years, 13, 14, 15 years old. The reason why it does not manifest and show itself that way is because we have been retarded. We have become mentally retarded by their education system. Their education system doesn't teach us according to their reality, to our reality, but only theirs. You dig what I'm saying? There's so many different factors to why the school to prison pipeline fucking works. It's not an accident. This is why they know by third grade test scores how many prisons they could build. You feel what I'm saying? Because when you have somebody whose intellectual capacity soars and you keep him in a certain state, he's going to retard himself. He's going to give up. He's going to stop. There's no point in trying. If I'm able to learn the mathematical sequence from first grade, like case in point, I use this as an example. I love my mama to life for this, but I have my moments with it because when I was in kindergarten, they said we have to move him to second grade. This is no challenge. This is absolutely no challenge for him. And my mom said, no, I want him to go through his social development and, be with the peers of his age group and everything like that. And, like I said, it was bittersweet because I got that social development, but I was still too far advanced for everybody. So now I'm eons ahead of a lot of motherfuckers, and people don't get it. When I was in the third grade was when it finally got solidified for my mama, and she was like, yeah, I should have just skipped you, but it was too late, a minute now. But that's where my mom's side comes in on she comes in on the other side because she kept me studying, learning different shit. Like, here, challenge your mind. I don't know what to do with you. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, and I'm going to get to the whole silhouette challenge. I'm trying to lay the background. That's why I said I had time to process this shit. So, by third grade, my teacher, she's testing me. The black lady, Miss Richards, I'll never forget her. You feel me? She's, testing me on my reading and shit. I'm thinking I'm not a good reader or some shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because it started off, every one of the kids is coming around, they tested for grade levels and shit. And I would notice that I'm still in this motherfucker. All of my other friends, they done maxed out. They're not, I'm like, why the fuck I gotta keep reading? Am I reading it wrong or some shit like that? She was like, I don't know what to do. She said, I gotta call your mom. I said, oh shit, I'm retarded, bro. I said, oh fuck. She gonna tell my mama I can't read. I said, I'm looking at the words and I'm reading them. And so we had a parent teacher conference and shit, and my mama came in. When my mama came in and shit, she was like, she said, read this. And then my mama read it. She said, no, don't say nothing. I said, oh shit, it's about to get crazy. I'm like, I don't stutter. I read the words. I know what the words are. I said, I don't know what the problem is. So she handed it to me. She said, read this. And I read it. And she said, now tell your mom what you just read. And I said, Da 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 da. She said, now what does that mean? And I was like, da 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 blah blah blah. She was like, and she looked at my mom and she said, I can't test him anymore. She said, at this point, he's on a college reading level, and I don't know what else I can give him. And he understands thoroughly what he's reading. And my mom was like, I don't know what to do. And when I look back in hindsight, this is the shit that I'm talking about. They even put me into the advanced classes and shit, the academically gifted classes. Still, nothing. It's never been a challenge. I know so many of my brothers who are like that, but off one side, we have not been able to embrace our intelligence. So we let it shut down. We allowed it to be shut down just to play sports, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be that nigga. But I always challenge myself. I love my mind that much. You feel what I'm saying? And so I'm saying that to say this. If I had not had the mother that I had, there would have been no challenge. I would have just stopped. Like there would have been no push for anything to continue to grow my mind outside of that because the academic realm was too small for me. Right? So now I'm tying this back to the frontal lobe thing. Because when I look at this quote unquote smart white boys that was in I was dusting them. I've always been the smartest man in my class. I've always been the smartest person in my class. I know so many of my brothers who have been the smartest person in the class, but we can't talk that shit. We can't be, you know what I'm saying? And it's the smartest white boys are always, how do you, bitch, I'm smarter than you. The fuck? My mental capacity is stronger than yours. You feel me? But when they set the standard for what it is, and we base our standard off of recessive stock of genetics, that does nothing but dilute our essence, period. So for them to say that the frontal lobe of the male is developed at 25, that's for the Caucasian male. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Like I said, I've been on the other side. So anything that they justify and put to the masses is for them. And they don't want anybody else to know that they're the inferior ones. It's like, no. This is why they say shit like, oh, the by 30, a Caucasian woman has difficulty. Well, 30 is when the woman's biological clock comes up. No, that's for the Caucasian woman. That's for the Caucasian. Now, to even the odds, now we have to fuck up everybody else's body to make this shit work. But then now because they have done that, now their women have to have infertility. They have to have fertility drugs and shit just to be able to procreate. Ours don't. You feel what I'm saying? They never have. In our natural essence and our natural state, we can logically and in reality, you're literally supposed to be able to have babies, conceive them until menopause. You feel me? Till that last egg is done. I know women, well, I ain't trying to have no babies that long and shit. Nah, 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 nah. I want because you've been conditioned to believe, whatever the case may be, that you don't have that capacity, that your longevity for life is the same as theirs. And it's not. You feel me? And it's not. And so, like I said, when they make this the template, when they say there's a template, it's really just for them. So now, when they're saying shit like, okay, Caucasian, like the frontal lobe doesn't develop until 25, yet they can call us. You feel me? Let's take it back to Biden and them. They can call us the super predators by 13 and 15 because they know. Oh no, they knew better. They knew better. And we're sitting here confused like a motherfucker because we like, okay, how the fuck do they treat it? Cuz they know what we don't know. And they put that shit on Front Street. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, he knew better. He was able to make the cognitive function. And we looking at it like, wait, hold up, wait, you're telling me at 12 and 13 years old, our boys can do that, but yours can't. Exactly. That's exactly what the fuck they're telling you. Why the fuck are you not listening? We so busy trying to get equality that we don't know that the equality that we're getting is diluting us, which now takes it back. Because when we're considering the sexual expression, when we're considering the sexual side, you feel me? Our perspective is far more developed, it's far more advanced. It's supposed to be because we need the proper guidance from the big homies and the people, but we want to be them and be and move how they move, and we can't. Our mental capacity is different. You feel me? This is why, one of the reasons why, ask anybody. This is where the sex shit comes in. This is why, quote unquote, we've been over sexualized and whatever the case may be. But this is one of the real reasons why. When you ask women, typically, why are you with a black? The first thing they say is the dick, mainly. There's a high percentage. Oh, I just love that alone, whatever. It's because they fucking. You feel me? Because our sexual experience is not just off of fucking. Our sexual experience is spiritual too. You feel me? On the other side of that, the sexual experiences that we're actually trying to mirror and embody don't have the capacity that Caucasian people as a whole have animalistic sex. It's not a funny thing. It's a reality. Their sex is carnal. You feel me? It's about dominion. It's not even about passion. You feel me? It's about domination. This is why they start doing. Look, man, if y'all fucking with them, bro, y'all fucking with them. It is what it is. I ain't gonna get too happy into that. I'm trying to stick to the dynamics of what this silhouette challenge has transpired from and came from because of the cultures in which we tried to assimilate to. But our sexual experience has always been a form of connection. It's never been frivolous. It's never been about mediocre and you know what I'm saying, disharmony and disruption and power. Everything about their sex is aggressive, it's rapish, it's all of that shit. You feel what I'm saying? But we bought into that narrative. We bought into that narrative. And in buying into that narrative of the full capacity based off of the template set that we want to embody by the Caucasian within the Caucasian or whatever the case may be, not knowing that we're trying to be the Caucasian. You feel me? And it gets me because a lot of people feel like, you know, oh, I'm not trying to be white. I'm trying to be extra. You don't know how subtle this shit really is. You don't know how white you're becoming over time just because you still have black skin and you can do this and, oh, I could talk. No, you don't know how subtle this shit is before they start erasing your essence. You just don't know. I'm telling you, like, I had to snap out of that shit because it's like, oh, no, I'm just an educated. Yes. What is an educated black man? Is that a good thing? Because most of the educated black men are tame black men who don't fuck with black women anyway, who are very, very negative towards their own people. You ever notice the higher up in academia you go, the less compassion you have for the very people who came from the same place you came from? I digress. You feel what I'm saying? I digress. So it creates the elitism, the classism and shit. But we're sticking to the silhouette challenge. I'm just giving background game. I'm just giving background game because all of this shit ties into each other, right? So when we consider the assimilation and shit, because like I said, we even have it. I even talked about this in So Frail. We even have the mentality to where gang culture is a matter of self-hatred mixed with barbarism. We think like white dudes. Most of the gang culture thinks like white dudes and don't know it. Like you hate the police when your black side kicks in, but you will respond to your homies your people the way the police respond to your homies. I mean to your people. Same shit. You see a nigga, you feel me? You see a nigga, like that's what you see, an opposition. But it's the same reflection as you. They don't have to do their work anymore. They don't have to do their work anymore. The programming is fucking real. It's even more real when motherfuckers don't know that they program. You feel me? They don't know that they program. But anywho, it's like back to the frontal lobe shit, back to the education shit, back to all of the shit. We're created to see so many different realities and false narratives of what it is for the sexual experience. So like I was saying, we tap into these different cultures that don't like women. These are homosexual doctrines, homosexual, relationships. You feel me? And we glorify a lot of this shit. We hype a lot of this shit up until it gets time to actually being like there's no value for a woman. It's like, no, fuck that. These motherfuckers are just for procreation and having babies. You feel me? The fuck? Like that's not I don't have to respect that. I don't have to do anything for that. And that carries over. Now I get it. A lot of people say, no, that's not the case. Yes, that is the case. Even in religions, You feel me? This is why women can't speak in the presence of men. You feel me? Imagine this shit. Just hypothetical. Because there's actual text in, the religious text that say stupid shit like this. One text says, if a man rapes a woman, he can give her father 50 shekels to wrong the debt. Like, nigga, whoa, 50 shekels? What the fuck is a shekel? You feel me? I don't fucking know what a shekel is, but it can't be that expensive. If it's a fucking shekel, I don't like shekels don't even sound like they sound less than pennies. You feel me? 50 shekels to right the wrong. And the father accepts. Like people don't understand how much women are like not there. Like when marriage was a thing, I said it was a thing like it's done. Well, I mean, that must have been my subconscious mind talking. But when marriage was a thing of old, you dig what I'm saying? It was arranged marriages, but the father was like, it was the daughter was a property. She was a property. Like, yo, you can't have sex. You can't do this because I have to give you away. Feel me? And again, this was a joke, but I think this was real. I think this is real. I think religious men created religion because they did game was whack, or they did game was little, or whatever the case may be. They just couldn't hit those spots because, in addition to that, when it came to black women in religion, they hated them. They hated them so much so that they forced them to hate themselves. Let's look at Moses when he married the Ethiopian. Aaron and Miriam, his sister and brother, they were mad at him. I get it. Everybody keeps trying to tell me that shit. Well, Moses was black. Something's off. Something's fucking off. That you can't like to say, okay, because this is my logic. When I use critical thought, it's like, well, no, that's because she was an Ethiopian, not an Israelite. So you talking about landmass. Okay, cool. But these people look the fucking same. Right? These people look the same. So much so that when the quote unquote Hebrews, as they always say, we fled to Africa in 79 AD, how the fuck did you hide for 1400 years? If we're going to say the chosen people were the ones who were scattered off, and then when slavery and Columbus shit, where did you go? If that shit started in 1492, you feel what I'm saying? And you fled to Africa in 79 AD, how the fuck did you hide amongst those people? Unless you look like those people. And you can pass as those people. You can miss me with the motherfucking bullshit. All right. So, like I said, these motherfucking shits hate black women. So much so that they made the black women hate themselves. Like Solomon's wife was a black woman, but she also has a verse that says, I'm comely, I'm black but comely. That is nothing but saying I'm dark skinned but cute. I'm painting my scene. I'm getting back to this. I know it seems like I'm not on the silhouette challenge, but I really am. There's layers to this shit, y'all. It's layers to this shit. It's not just perverted motherfuckers deciding, hey, I want to take the filter off. We gotta know why, when, and for how long it's been like this. Y'all are starting to see the layers in this shit. But anywho, the way in which it tweaked, I guess, and started to be against black women heavily. It was like, it's okay. And then you create a religion for yourself that allows you to do this. To do this. God ain't say none of this shit. Allah ain't say none of this shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You just can't convince me no other way. No other way. It was these motherfuckers who said, you know what? I can control the masses, bro. I can control the masses of will. All I got to do is tell them what the deity said that they'll never see. By the time they'll see that, by the time they know that they can see the deity, they'll be dead. They can't fact check me and say that I fucked up and told them some wrong information. Really think about that. I'm going to tell them that supernatural phenomena, events that they can't quantify, are this particular deity. And I'm going to play this role. So in this deity, I'm going to say, you know what? This deity said women are beneath us. Because we can't get these women to submit anyway, because they don't. I just had a conversation on that women don't naturally submit. So now here we are watching women in a newer age embracing their sexuality as they did of old. You feel me? As they did of old. Like, imagine being able to walk around, women being able to walk around with their titties out. You feel me? And not be touched. Because our men were just like, yo, it's titties, bro. We do this shit. Now we know what the time is when it's time to procreate and do the other things. But for right now, I'm not in that space. I'm not in that space, but they create that space within us. They turn us into these things. You feel me? They turn us into these things, and they turn us against our women. They turn us to a perspective where we see our women in a negative light. And it's in this negative light that has created the reality for our just overall disrespect and comfort in disrespecting women. So much so that it's like, you know what? We don't have to be better men. Let's just keep reducing the women and belittling them and making sure they ain't shit. Like, I get it. And now, this is not the side with feminism. I don't fuck with feminism in any way, shape, or form. I fuck with women. I don't fuck with feminism. Feminism is some bullshit. Feminism, let's keep it a hundo. Feminism was white women mad at white men that they couldn't hold the whip. And somehow, same shit. When white people are affected by something that only applies to them, they bring everybody else into the situation and say, you know what? This is all of us. And it's not. It's not. White men never liked their women. Never. You feel me? Never. And it showed. It showed. White women were upset they couldn't hold the whip. So they brought, hey, sisters, you guys are oppressed like us. And what them motherfuckers do? Oh, I think we are. No, you weren't. Now you are. Now we don't fuck with y'all like that. And y'all don't fuck with us like that. And y'all let them divide the shit up. I'm going to say y'all because when the women's suffrage moment, and it's still happening to this day, they leverage y'all. They leverage us to get them the shit that they want to get. And then they kick us the fuck out. Kick us the fuck out. You feel me? And our people looking so much for a sense of belonging, we willing to try to take on everything instead of trying to belong to ourselves. We don't need them, they need us. Shout out to Derek Grace. But one thing that I've noticed in the full gamut of all of this, I'm bringing this shit back to the silhouette challenge and shit, is like, there was a time when our people, weren't in this capacity. It wasn't until we started meeting these motherfuckers. Now we have to think, eat, live like a Caucasian. And these motherfuckers are half a step from Neanderthal. So they don't have the moral compass. They don't have the mental capacity to know what's right and wrong as we do. They know that about us. But we assume that it's the same on their level, and it's not. They are not the same as us. They lack the compassion. They lack the ability to feel certain things. So when we accept their internalization of what reality is and we make that our own, we fuck ourselves. And so much so now that we're fucking ourselves to the point where we look at women through the eyes that they do and don't even know it. You feel me? The mind of colonization is about, I'm not even just going to say colonization, because colonization is tied to religion. That's why religions were made to justify the bullshit that people do. No religion is ever about accountability. There's not a single accountability piece in a religious doctrine. There's only justification. You can argue with me all day long. You can say I follow these tenets or whatever the case may be. There's no fucking accountability. The most devout people that I know, whether they be Muslim, whether they be Christian, whatever the case may be, when they fuck with a heavy religion, right? When they say they really fucking with a religion, they are doing so to justify their bullshit, not to be accountable for the bullshit to make the changes. You don't believe me? Ask a motherfucker what would, they'll, well, I believe in such and such, but he ain't done with me yet. That's easy to say. You feel me? Oh, as long as I repent before, like, you know how easy that shit is? You know how much of a scapegoat that is to just, as long as I repent before I die, I'm good. Most motherfuckers have that shit in the back of their head, sitting like it's a fucking cheat code. You feel what I'm saying? Oh shit, as long as I repent, I be telling people think I'm being funny when I say this shit. You know what I mean? But I'm really not. I said, if you don't sin, Jesus died for nothing. That's blasphemy. No, that's what the nigga died for, bro. He told you, I died for your sins. Because when you read the text, it's like God knew suddenly that y'all just can't get right. So I'm going to send my son to die for y'all so y'all can do whatever you want to do. But in his name, you got to, you know what I mean? And as long as I repent, as long as I like you, there's no accountability in this shit. None whatsoever. It's a justification book. And now I'm going to go back into the justification. I'm still tying this into Silhouette Challenge. I hope you're catching what I'm putting down. Because the justifications goes into when you are, this God says I can go to war and put to the sword all men, women, children, and cattle, and I can take the virgin for myself. Okay. As long as I kill everybody, though, I can take the virgins for myself. Right? So, what do you do with the virgins? Because you got to really think about it, bro. If you can take the virgins for yourself, this shit was ordained. Oh, we're going to bring them in. Look at it. What virgin you know is really going to give up some pussy if you just slaughtered all our people? Pay attention, man. Pay the fuck attention. This is what they fucking do. This is their culture. This is their mentality. This is their morale. They are immoral beings by nature. There's no way. And we fuck with them. And we've assimilated into the culture to do the same bullshit that they do.
Hey, huddle up, broskies, because it's time to elevate. The secret to evolving masculinity is to define it, understand it, then apply it. The So Frail series defines masculinity as the spiritual, mental, and physical embodiment of the essence of analysis and deconstruction. From this definition, I explain how masculinity is not just the hat that we wear, but it's the essence that we must exude through application. If you enjoy the So Frail conversations, why not read the books that inspire them? Visit IamJustSeen.com right now to add the So Frail series to your library to get a better understanding of what masculinity really is. I promise, after reading So Frail, you will never look at masculinity the same again.
So now, let's discuss the Silhouette Challenge. Let's discuss the motherfucking Silhouette Challenge. This shit ties into the inability to have control over ourselves. You feel me? Like I said, religious doctrine, all of this shit is about justification. Their legal system, all this shit is about justification. You feel me? This is why we can look and say, oh shit, she had on no shorts, she had on no drawers, she invited me. What? No, nigga, no. That's her body. It don't matter. When we start making justifications for why it's okay for us to do immoral shit, we've lost ourselves as men. As men. Any man that cannot control his carnal urges is an animal. Is a beast. You feel me? I know they sexualize us. They glorify. They help us to glorify our sexual natures and shit. But we don't do shit with that, but contribute to rape culture. Because with this same sexuality and same sexual components, is like, at what point are we going to realize, Lord, let's teach our kids, let's teach our boys how to control their carnal urges. You feel me? Ways of, when you get horny, you don't have to act on it. Feel me? Nah, I'm gonna fuck that bitch. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that and shit. Like, no. Do you not see the mentality of this? Like, this is our rape culture. I'll fuck that bitch. Like, think about this shit. You don't know anything about this woman. You don't know anything about shit. But your affirmations are, I will fuck this bitch. Or, I do X, Y, and Z. But look at the way in which we speak about fucking. Hell, fucking is already a harsh word in itself, like in the energy space, as far as vibrancy. Look at our association to the words, to sex. I'm gonna beat it up. I'm gonna tear that. But everything is about demolishing. Everything's about destruction. Like, really think, what is a positive way you can say you're gonna have sex? That doesn't sound, you know what I mean? Listen to your favorite songs. I'll beat the pussy up. I'm gonna tear the pussy up. Fucking, that's pretty much all it is. Beat it up, tear it up, fuck it up, pound it out, blow her back out. Everything is about some kind of obliterating force. It's an obliterating force. That's how we conceive this shit. You feel what I'm saying? These words are magic. The way in which when you start to associate words like that, you devalue what they're associated with. Because if I'm gonna beat the pussy up, the same way I'll beat the fuck out of a nigga, like, you feel me? Think about that shit. I'll beat you the fuck up, but I'll beat the pussy up. What do you think that is? Do you think your subconscious mind can deviate between the two? No. It has the association already. To beat something up means to damage it, to hurt it. And look at what the fuck we do. Look at what the fuck we do. Right? So now it comes into, justifications. Yo, she like it rough. She like it this. Women don't like rough sex, bro. They've gotten accustomed to being pounded out. You feel me? Women, okay, I'm gonna say this because I know it's probably a woman listening to this shit right now because there's so-far conversations. But like, what you mean? No, you gotten conditioned and accustomed to rough sex. Because if your physical body, regardless of how much I've always heard women say it hurts, but I get through the pain, the pleasure. No, the pleasure can't be in the pain. It just makes no sense. You feel me? When I'm fucking you and I'm pounding it out and your vagina says, and it swells up and won't let me back in, you don't like that shit. You can say and argue all the time, all you want to. You do, but you don't. You don't. When I'm in that motherfucker killing it and shit, and then you just start bleeding because I've hemorrhaged some shit. I went too deep. I poked something I wasn't supposed to poke. It wasn't supposed to be like that. It wasn't supposed to be like that. But again, this is a part of what we've accepted. I don't know. See, when are you getting back to the silhouette challenge again? I'm laying my foundation. Let me rock. Let me rock. All right? All right, forever. I'm really going to rock on it right now. So, silhouette challenge. It says, okay, these hoes done got naked for us. I'm speaking as the motherfuckers who's like, yo, oh shit, she's so bad. Like the lust. The lust is there. And the lust is fucking heavy. But I don't think y'all understand how powerful lust really is. Lust is a secret ingredient to rape culture. Sex appeal, like we created this facade to have us in this position where we can force women to make us lust for them while we can justify the lust that we have for them. And if we invoke them or if we do something against their will, we can say it's their fault. Feel me? So when we look at the silhouette challenge, well, why the fuck did she get naked then? No, it's never, yo, why the fuck did you niggas decide that? Who, how, when did you have the time to figure out that you can reverse the filter on this shit and get the nudes? Like, get it like that. As Cole said, if niggas put half what they put in chasing ass into a craft, by now you'd be famous and rich. Feel me? This ain't to brag, but when I became celibate, I became more creative and I started putting that attention in other things. Pussy was good. Don't get me wrong. I got a lot of pussy in my day. A lot, bro. Like, I stopped counting at some point. But that's all I had was pussy. That's in chasing pussy, all I had to show for it was pussy. I'm not even fucking those same women still. I don't even remember some of them same women still. You feel what I'm saying? But what happens is, digressed. I don't know how I got onto that part. Yeah, because niggas chasing ass into a craft would probably be famous and rich. You motherfuckers is like so wrapped up into the culture, so wrapped up into the rape culture that you will go to lengths just to see. I've seen motherfuckers literally subscribe to women's OnlyFans just to expose them. Nigga, I think she don't give a fuck if she got OnlyFans, but that's what you do. That's what you choose to do, bro. Like, you feel me? I'm gonna send it to her parents or whatever the case may be. Like, why? What do you get out of that? The only thing that you get out of it is the fact that you can't fuck, and you gotta pay for it. The illusion is there. And so you want to take away any kind of power that is there. So this is what I mean by chasing the silhouette. What do we do when we catch it? Women, and this is why I be telling women, they got to be careful what the fuck they talking about. And this is why my brothers, I always say you need to change your perspective from being a hunter all the time, because hunters are predators. We're like, these words are fucking powerful. We're knowingly calling ourselves predators. Women can comfortably call you a predator if men pursue. Men are the hunters. It's a fucking predator. So who the fuck is the prey? And I do to prey what I feel a predator should do. You feel me? People don't understand how Caucasians really work. And this, I'm using Caucasians because we have assimilated to the culture. They create laws because they have no morality. Oh, this is a lawless society. You need laws for people who lack morality. Just like you need religion for people who lack morality. You feel what I'm saying? I was talking to a sister. She was a Hebrew Israelite. And I told her I don't fuck with none of the doctrines and none of that shit. She was like, so what do you do for morality? I don't need a fucking book to make me moral. That started to hit me differently. I was like, niggas really motherfucking believe you need a book to be moral. If you need a book to guide your moral compass, you don't have one. You lack it. You feel what I'm saying? So they create these laws and certain justifications for certain shit because they know they don't have the capacity. Like, when your mental capacity is so fucked up that you have to be told you cannot fuck with this particular age bracket. You feel me? Something's wrong with you. Or that's just your nature. You feel me? Like, it gets me when it's like, yo, how can these people look at children and be, now let's take it back. Most of these pedophiles and shit, they be old, decrepit white dudes and shit, but they started at a young age. Now, we got our own shit on the internal side. Our shit is from programming from their shit. Let's keep that 100. Let's keep that 100. PTSS is real. Post-traumatic slave syndrome is real. You feel what I'm saying? When you go from having to be a breeder all of your life and you just watch that, it becomes a cyclic thing. You think that's the way things are supposed to be. It was never that way. It was never that way. Mixing and going through all that shit. Now, for them, that was their norm. That's what they did. They fucked their siblings. Like, come on, bro. Like, fuck. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. So, all of that and all that is going on, we have assimilated to that culture. And in assimilating into that culture, we have contributed to certain things. We don't have the capacity. We now lack the morality to see, yo, this is a silhouette challenge. She has a silhouette. You feel me? And that's it. Like, we cannot see things from a perspective of art. We cannot see things. Everything is from perversion. You feel me? If everything has to have a sexual undertone to it, something's wrong with you. Everything. So much so that the perversion has seeped into our own, like, big homies, if this is what they continue to do, this is what they continue to do. But check, where does your mentality have to be? Where you have to say pause or no homo after everything. It automatically has to be in a homosexual space. To be that programmed, that rooted within you, to where you can say anything, and you be like, yo, pause, man, pause. Nobody considered that gay but you. That came out of your head. That came out of your head. So what kind of culture are we in? You feel me? Where it's like, as long as I say no homo, I didn't do any gay shit. I didn't say any gay shit. But you thought it. Whatever you said, whatever you spoke, it led to that, and you thought it. Right? You thought it. So now, this also goes into the hardwired programming. Right? I use that example to show how hardwired it is, because some of us will say some shit like that right now. I was in Subway one day, and this dude was like, yo, let me get a 6-inch pause. So you are sitting at a counter having a sandwich made, and you thought about a dick. Okay. Okay. Like I remember one time I almost got into it with this dude. Like we really almost got into it because he was like, "Yo, you trying to call me gay?" I'm like, "No, nigga, you called yourself gay. The fuck." It was like, what was we talking about? It was in, I think it was in undergrad. Yeah, it was in undergrad. One of my homies was going up to get some more food at the from the caf and shit. And I was like, "Hey, yo, bring me a hot dog back." And he was like, "Pause." I just, he was like, "Yo, you need to pause that, bro." I don't need to pause shit. You're like, "Bro, you talking about you'll bring you a hot dog?" Yeah, because I'm gonna eat the hot dog. Pause, pause. I said, so let me get this straight. I gotta pause because you keep thinking about a dick every time I say hot dog. Nah, bro, so what you trying to say? You tell me, bro. You the one thinking about dicks, not me. I'm thinking about this motherfucking hot dog. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm gonna eat this motherfucker when it comes to the table. What are you thinking about? Nah, cause man, that's you talking about hot dogs and shit. You thinking about a dick, not me. The fuck that got to do with me? That's the hardwired programming because that's that internal response. So now, what internal responses do we have where immediately, we see silhouette challenges, we see busted challenges, we see anything in which a woman, she looks sultry, she's alluring, she's embracing her sexuality. We feel we need to see it, we need to take it. Hardwired. Don't even know the shit. A lot of motherfuckers, we feel like I would never rape a woman, but your responses show otherwise. You don't even know how programmed you are. Imagine this. You watching the twerk video and you're like, I'll fuck the shit out of her. You don't know her. She probably wouldn't even be attracted to you. You feel me? It's a whole plethora of things, but your mind already says, I will fuck the shit out of her. You feel what I'm saying? Chasing the silhouettes, this episode is deeper than just a silhouette challenge. This is a cultural phenomenon. This is a cultural shift that has taken its toll on us as people, as men, as black men. You feel what I'm saying? To see a woman walk by, first thing you think of is all of the physical things you'll do to her. I'm not shitting on y'all. I used to do that shit too. Hell, the first between the ages of fucking 13 and 17, if I got a number, it was because she had a fat ass and I was gonna fuck her. And if I couldn't fuck, I left it alone. I get it. I get it now. That is like, yo, you would never, I never had to take it. I would never take it because it was always given to me. But everybody ain't like that. Even I've learned that a lot of motherfuckers who even can get it at will still take it. You feel me? And now we got to address that shit because this right here is the evidence. You motherfuckers keep saying, man, nah, I never take some pussy. No fit. Like, you don't even know how subtle that this psychology is to where I want to take the filter off this shit. I can't see what she has, but I want to take the filter off of it. I'm going to take the filter off of it. I'm going to take what she's trying to hide right now. I'm going to take what she's concealing right now. See, the busted challenges and these other ones, they're different. And even still, it's like, I ain't even gonna hold you. Look, when I see the busted challenge and they drop it, first thing I think, oh, I bet she can't do it with a dick in her. I'm programmed. Do I act on the shit? Nah, I'm not in the comments acting stupid because I have learned that I was programmed and I have that restraint. I have that control. My morality then kicks in and says, that'll be some stupid shit. You feel what I'm saying? That'll be some stupid shit. It's real purpose. Doesn't stop the thought in my head. It's how I respond to the thought because I've been programmed. I can't help it. You feel me? I can't help it. Well, I can help it because I'm learning now, but they've been programming us for this a long time. I think it was in Behold the Pale Horse. They would talk about how to control the black man, put him in front of videos where they dancing, ass naked, and all of the shit. You don't see white girls in videos like that. You feel me? All of our women have been like that in our music videos for the longest. In the 90s, they did this to us. They did this to us. So now that we get older, now that we see this shit, and we like, damn, this is what it is. Like I said, the busted challenge be like, as soon as I see the shit, bust it. No, I think, I'm like, oh, here go another one. And as soon as I see it drop, it's like, damn, I bet she can't do it with a dick in her. You feel me? Because that's where the mind has to go. That's what it's creating. But it's not about acting on it. You feel me? It's not about acting on it. Here's where it gets creepy, because now we're going deeper into the silhouette challenge and even more than that. You know, the silhouette challenge is like, yo, you guys were willing to take the filter off. You did. You took the filters off, and now it's like, yo, bam. You feel me? And I was loving the silhouette challenge too, bro. Like, not even, I just said, yo, I remember I made a post. I was like, yo, the silhouette challenge hitting, bro. Because it was the allure of the shit. It's like, yo, I don't see shit. But I can go back to the times when we can just look at women and just admire, like, and be like, ah, that's a beautiful woman. But it's like you see the sultry side, but you don't see shit. You feel what I'm saying? And then here come motherfuckers. It's like, oh, I seen one of my homegirls. She was like, had to take my silhouette challenge down because I found that you could do this. I'm like, man, niggas had to ruin it. They will ruin it because rape culture. Because you're gonna chase the silhouette. You're gonna put yourself in a position where you could take the shit. Like we don't even realize how ingrained we are to take the shit. Not only that, we're co-conspirators. Because I didn't take the filter off, but some of us will receive the stolen goods. Why do you think booty is called booty? Because booty means spoils of war. How the fuck do you think ass got called booty? It's spoils of war. You feel what I'm saying? What kind of war are we in? Think about it. I want some booty, yo. I want some spoils of war. So I'm either gonna go take it or I'm gonna take something that's already been taken. You feel what I'm saying? This is the reality, bro. And this is why shit is so fucking sad and so pitiful, because when we look at our women, when we look at all of the shit that they've gone through and all the shit that what we keep putting them through the shit, and it's like, well, I ain't no, you are. This is rape culture, bro. We all contribute to this in some way, shape, or form. It's on us as contributors to start to break this shit, start to say, yo, this shit has to stop. It cannot stop just because you have a daughter now. Because all of this shit is a ripple effect, my nigga. My king, my God, or like whatever the fuck y'all niggas want to call each other these days. Look, this shit is poison. It's poison. And like I said, this is just the surface shit. This is just the surface shit. Because now you motherfuckers is making justifications. Well, I mean, damn, she had like if she ain't want her shit to be revealed, then she shouldn't have posted the video. Oh, you sure you want to stick on that statement? Yeah, bro, I'm just saying, bro, like these women keep always trying to scream victim and shit because they do this shit. Okay, cool. So would you rape a woman? How did that? Because if you're saying that she put that on herself to have that shit taken off, you're literally saying in real time, if she's dressed a certain way, I should be able to fuck her. No, I'm not. Yes, the fuck you are. It's called a euphemism, motherfucker. You feel me? And it's not even a good euphemism. I'm gonna say synonym then, because it's not a euphemism. A euphemism is a better way of saying something. This is a euphemism. This is a synonym at this point. These two things are analogies. They're synonymous to one another. You telling that, yo, it's very indicative. Like if you say, yo, she should not have posted a challenge video. She didn't want her shit exposed. Nigga, you are literally saying she should not have worn that if she didn't want to get fucked. You feel what I'm saying? But in this culture, in this society, in this realm, we have this mentality of entitlement. We can do whatever the fuck we want to do to women. And it's justified by the very doctrines and shit that we internalize and we follow. Imagine believing in or following a deity that allows you to do this shit. Yeah, shit crazy, right? Shit crazy. You feel me? If these people are not of our people, you can do whatever the fuck you want to them. The fuck? You know how finicky that is now. You know how easy that is to just to make a choice on that shit. You feel me? Oh, she ain't religious. She don't follow my religion. She ain't from my land. She ain't from my hood. She ain't from this. He ain't from like. You know how easy it is to justify. You know how easy religion makes it to justify immorality. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, she should have been covered up. Not, bro. I should have been able to control myself. I should have been taught how to keep my shit, how not to think with the wrong head. I should have been taught that shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's programming. It's programming. I'm gonna give y'all a quick gem right quick on if you are programming, you want to change it. Look, like I said, bust a challenge when I see it, I be like, yo, I bet you can't do it with a dick in her. And they be bad as fuck, but I always gotta ask myself, I say, you know what, can they co-create? That'll change your perspective in life. That'll change your perspective on what you desire out of a woman at that point. We only want the flesh. We only want to fuck. That's it. Pussy. That's it. That's it. That's the end goal. You feel me? That's why it's like your sex get bad after a while. Like, yo, how the fuck can you fuck the same person over and over again? See? Do you see? Do you see how written this shit is and it's so fucking deeply ingrained? A lot of the shit that you don't even know is tied to this is tied to this. You feel what I'm saying? If you can't co-create, you shouldn't procreate. You dig what I'm saying? Now it's like this goes back into the perspective now, chasing the silhouette shit. This reaffirmed a lot of shit for me. I hope this reaffirmed a lot of shit for niggas who actually did not pay attention to the shit. Because you talking that shit, like you don't know any homies. You don't have any homeboys who raped anybody or anybody who sexually assaulted a woman that you know of and shit. You feel me? You like your homies in your circle don't do that shit. All right, cool. I hope that is the case. I hope that is the case. However, we have to look on a grander scale. We have to look at a grander scale. There's no reason why all of these women are being sexually assaulted and nobody's sexually assaulting them. This shit just don't work. Rather than seeing, yo, bro, we might be, oh no, that bitch lying. These hoes lying, man. She always trying to do some, no, like, yo, bruh, man, she wanted it, bro. I was already in it and shit. And like, yo, she wanted it, man. She was kissed like, yo, she didn't say go for it. You feel me? So this is the reality. Cause you saying motherfuckers that say you don't know anybody or you won't contribute to the shit, contributed to it with this very same shit. It's like, I received this. Yo, your homeboy sent you some shit. Yo, bro, check out this silhouette challenge, right? Did you contribute to it? Did you contribute to it? Did you delete the shit? Did you tell your homie, yo, that's some fucked up shit? Or is that still your homie? Because what's gonna happen, hypothetically, this is a major extreme. What's gonna happen if your sister does a silhouette challenge and her shit was taken off and he got the video and he don't show you? Ah, then another motherfucker find out, then they come back and tell you, like, yo, where you get the video from? I got it from your man. Yo, you had this video, you ain't tell me? Cuz, bruh, you my mans and shit, and I ain't want, see how easy we are co-conspirators to this shit. And at the core, all of this shit comes from our immorality, but our abilities to justify our immorality. You feel me? Everybody paints the picture that women are so wrong, women shouldn't be sexual, they shouldn't be this, but yet we want these type of women. We want this shit. We know we like sexual women. We know I do. I can't. I used to always say the shit, bro. I would never fuck with a virgin. The fuck. Like if we want virgins at the same time, then fuck that. I'm not. No. You'd be like, yo, I gotta give me a virgin. Ain't nobody's. Fuck that shit. Now, this ain't to say you gotta have a lot of bodies. I've been on the other side of that shit too. Hell no, there's too much energy with you. But at the same time, I can't be with no motherfucking virgin. Like, why would you want to? Why? Again, let's tie it back to religion. Oh, she has to be a virgin because they're inexperienced. They ain't got no barometer. Virgins don't throw it back, bruh. They don't know how to arch their back. You feel me? They don't know how to bounce it while they riding on top. They don't know how to do that shit. They have to learn. I always said, yo, virgins are for motherfuckers with weak dick game, bro. And motherfuckers want to look at me like I'm crazy. This shit since been religions. You feel me? These women are and they're always young. Look at this shit. The women that were taken for wives and shit like that is because, you feel me? This is a part of that culture, bro. This is a part of that culture, bro. You feel me? This is what it's about. And this is one of the many manifestations of the shit. chasing the motherfucking silhouette. You feel me? It makes me wonder, like, would you motherfuckers be peeping Toms? You feel me? Her window's open. Her window's open, so she want me to see through it. Do you see how many connecting pieces you can make just off of what the fuck y'all did with the silhouette challenge, bro? Now again, if you didn't do the shit, I ain't talking to you. Shut the fuck up. You feel me? But if you did the shit, this is directly towards you. But then again, it has to be a teachable moment, because where did this shit come from? We assimilated into the motherfucking culture. And happy Black History Month, people. Civil rights and shit. This is one of the reasons we in this bitch right now. You feel me? We don't realize how much we think like Caucasian people. We don't realize how much we think like Caucasian men. You feel me? They don't have the capacity to, like, yo, I've heard some stories from sisters who have fought white dudes, bro, and them shits ain't cool. You be thinking of some shit, they want to piss on you, shit on your chest. You be like, ugh. My thing is like, yo, first time I ever had a conversation, all I could think was, did you let him? She wouldn't answer me. I was like, you saying this shit, this might have been a Freudian slip and you weren't supposed to say that, but it's like, yo, did you let him? He pissed on you? He pissed on you? And then we look at R. Kelly and we be like, why did he do some fucked up shit? Nigga, it's a cultural phenomenon in a certain realm. And when you start to move and merge with certain people, start to do their shit. Their mentalities kick in on you. You feel what I'm saying? This shit's crazy. This shit is fucking ridiculous, bro. It's like crazy. It's just fucking crazy. Like, this shit is weird. I don't like, but again, happy Black History Month. Shout out to the civil rights leaders who got us integrated, integrated and assimilated into the culture and shit. This is a part of the reason. This is the burning house. This bitch is on fire. This is on fire, Dr. King. This is a part of the burning house. We just in a different room right now. Because it's Black History Month, I might cover a couple more rooms. But this is a different room. You feel me? And that's why I was saying, like, when it goes back to that silhouette challenge and shit, like, was the shit planned and pre-programmed? Like, yo, we know these motherfuckers love challenges. I want to see some bad bitches real quick. Like, you feel me? I can't get no news, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this shit up. Because if you look at the timestamp in which the silhouette challenge kicked off, and then the time in which the motherfucking videos was coming, they're about the same. And this motherfucking, it's not like motherfuckers really making a video. It's like a computer generated thing. Like, they knew to hide their voice. You feel me? Or hide who they were. So it created this. And then it's like, damn, man, our women can't have shit. Our women can't have shit. It's like, damn, bro, I was loving the silhouette challenge too, man. It was just like, yo, she cold. She cold. And it took me back to a time that I probably wasn't even born for, but it took me back to a time when it's just like, yo, I wonder. You feel me? Not if like, and it wouldn't, and it was a different time. And it wasn't necessarily the lust of, pounding it out, but the desire of, damn, creating fucking magic. Like, listen to the music now about beating it up, fucking and shit, but listen to the R&B music of our time, that like fucking Teddy Pendergrass. That's the vibe I'm getting off of that shit. To turn off the lights. Like, yo, and light a candle, yo, you see a silhouette to that shit, bro. It's about desire. It's about passion. It's different. You feel me? You feel me? Go back to some of those love-making songs. You dig what I'm saying? Not fucking music right now. I'm talking about love-making songs, staple singers, fucking Let's Do It in the Morning, like the shit where you listen to that song and you visualize fucking in the morning. Like, you feel me? The sun shining. It ain't like, oh, I don't want to look at you or nothing like that. It's like, nah, yo, you my baby. You feel me? Let's look at each other's eyes, touch each other's noses and shit, laugh and play and giggle and shit, roll around this motherfucker. The fun shit, that's what the silhouette challenge is like. That's the kind of energy it brought. It's just like, damn. That desire is there. That allure is there. You feel what I'm saying? And it was different. But then you motherfuckers had to bring lust into it. I need to see it. I gotta take it. My precious. You motherfucking Smeagol ass niggas, man. Fucking Smeagol head ass. You feel me? That you gotta have it. You gotta have it. And by any means you'll take it. So I want it to be known that it's cultural. A lot of the shit has deep roots into it, but I wanted to address this shit. But I wanted to do it in a more structured light to where I wasn't, ranting and shit. But to, give some insight to why it is. Because now it's like like y'all niggas can't tell me you don't participate in rape culture. Nobody, y'all can't do it. Y'all can't do it. Y'all can't say that shit anymore. All you motherfuckers who was, removing the filters and shit off of this shit, sharing it with your home, you cannot tell me you do not contribute to rape culture ever again, ever again, ever again. There's no way you can do that, and it makes me wonder because if your justification, is that, well, she shouldn't have posted a video. That same justification is what you would use if you fucked somebody against their will.
And don't forget to take a moment to go get your exclusive merchandise from Just Scenes merch. At Just Scenes, each piece is specifically crafted with positive imagery and symbolism. From the titles and designs to the descriptions, each style gives you something to feel great about. With everything from hoodies and tees to coffee mugs and tote bags, we have something for the entire family. So be sure to get yours today. Find us on Instagram at Just Scenes merch and get your merchandise right now.
And I'm gonna wrap it up with that. I got shit to do. I really got shit to do. I gotta get prepared for the week and shit. You dig? But yeah, I wanted to address that silhouette challenge. The only way I knew how, because it's deeper than just a silhouette challenge. Like that is the layer. That is a layer of shit. But there's so much other things. You feel me? And my brothers, man, we gotta be better, bro. Like this shit's got like, yo, look, man, I've already been told by the universe I'm gonna have daughters. I just hope y'all raise y'all sons right, bro. Cause I'd hate to have to beat him up and kill you. And that we supposed to be, you know what I mean? Cause it's like, nigga, we gotta dead the root. We gotta get the root out the way. We shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to do that, bro. We shouldn't have to do that. Like, we need to do better. Our sons need to be better. We gotta start changing. Let the old heads do it. Like the old heads that taught us this shit is fucked up. They fucked up. They came from a fucked up reality, but it's on us to make this change, bro. It's on us to do what we got to do and make this shit better. Like this culture's got to stop because it's like, what happens? Like, look at, like, I hate this shit because so many dudes is like, this is one of the things that get me. So many dudes talk about women being damaged, having, fucking with fuck boys and having their shit hurt and all of this shit. It's like, yo, but are you listening to the prevalence of this shit? You feel me? 100% of the women that I know, that I've spoken to in my lifetime, have been sexually assaulted. 100%. It's like, damn, how do I know all of them? You feel me? Now, granted, some women haven't, but in some way, shape, or form, it's like, there's no, like, that overlap has to be. Look, when I be doing my social media marketing shit, I do this thing called overlap audience to see if anything coincides. At some point, we got overlapping audiences, my brothers. You're not the like, I don't know nobody. No. You got to know somebody who has been a contributor to this shit, but because he was your homie, because he was your ace, because he was your man, you let the shit slide. You feel me? Or because you was contributing to it with him. You didn't look at it like that. But we gotta do better, man. We got to, bro. There's no more. We can't do this shit no more. Like, yo, come on, bro. It's fucking silhouette challenge. These motherfuckers, like, you can't let them rock that much. You feel me? It's the predator culture, bro. You just do this shit like motherfucking a chick post a pic like with just cleavage showing. You sending dick pics. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? You feel me? It's the mentality. It's the culture. And one thing you guys got to stop doing is justifying your immorality. No more. Like, let's stop this shit, bro. This shit is trash. This shit is trash. It's time to tighten up, guys. And there go the stomach rumble. So I'm about to wrap this shit up. You know, make sure you kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables. And my brothers, man, stop playing these seeds into our sons, man. Like, stop. They're doing it's getting younger and younger and younger, and it's like there's too much access to so much shit that they can get into. You dig what I'm saying? We need to tighten our sons up. Yes, tighten them up too. Tighten up, guys, but tighten up your sons too. You feel me? We need to get them in a position where they're comfortable being in the presence of women without feeling awkward, without feeling like something sexual is there. You dig what I'm saying? And this is always made me wonder, like, why dudes will always feel awkward in the presence of homosexual men or some shit like that. They be like, nah, he might try to do something to me. Does that should have revealed how deeply rooted we know this shit is, this perversion and this shit is in feeling entitled to taking something from somebody sexually, to where we feel that a gay person would do that to us. You dig what I'm saying? It should be that obvious how deeply rooted this shit is. You feel what I'm saying? My sister, she got a best friend, homosexual man. You feel me? He my sister best friend, so by default I fucks with him. You feel what I'm saying? And I will always, like, motherfuckers be like, yo, how you be around him? You know, he do, bro. Like, he do his own thing, but like the human as it made me wonder, like, I hope y'all don't think that it's like that. Like, y'all don't know how to be in the same space as the same motherfucker and not have that unless we know that the programming is that rooted into it, that it's automatically defaulted. Anytime you're in the presence of anything, sex has to be involved. You see how fucked up that is, how dangerous that is, and how they can ultimately lead to the motherfucking silhouette challenge. So make sure your boys are aware of how to control sexual urges, how to actually elevate above thinking with their penis and thinking with their cabeza. You dig what I'm saying? We cannot continue this shit anymore. Cannot continue this shit anymore. Feel me? It's problematic, yo. It's problematic, and I want us to be better. So, with that being said, I'm gonna end it there, bro. Go kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables. And I'm gonna see y'all all on the next one. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom.